The Apparition by John Donne, 1571 to 1631. When by thy scorn, O murd'ress, I am dead, and that thou thinkest thee free from all solicitation from me, then shall my ghost come to thy bed, and thee, feign'd vestal, in worse arms shall see. Then thy sick taper will begin to wink, and he, whose thou art then, being tired before, will, if thou stir or pinch to wake him, think thou callest for more, and in false sleep will from thee shrink. And then, poor aspen wretch, neglected thou, bathed in a cold quicksilver sweat, will lie, a verier ghost than I. What I will say I will not tell thee now, lest that preserve thee. And since my love is spent, I had rather thou shouldst painfully repent, than by my threatenings rest still innocent. Okay, this is a poem by John Donne. I quite like this poem. He's a good poet, John Donne is. Let's see. He's English. He's from London. He was a poet, a priest, a lawyer. He went to Hart Hall, Oxford. He wrote about love, about sex, about religion, about death. His poems are full of life. They're quite striking. And this poem is called The Apparition, so the ghost. And I love the way he starts. When by thy scorn, O murd'ress, I am dead. So he's now saying that he is a ghost. He has been murdered by this woman because she always rejects him. She is so scornful of him. And he calls her a murderess for not paying attention to him, for not loving him, for rejecting him. And that thou thinkest thee free from all solicitations from me. So when you think that I'm dead, or my will to keep wooing you, to keep courting you, and you think you're free from from me trying to woo you, trying to court you, then shall my ghost come to thy bed. So at that point, the ghost of my dead body, will come to your bed. Okay, so he's talking as if he's a spiritual ghost by her rejection of him. And he's a ghost that is now going to haunt her. And thee, feign'd vestal, in worse arms shall see. So he's going to come to her bed and see her in I think hugged in the arms of someone else who is much worse than Donne is. And I like this phrase, feign'd vestal. Okay, the Vestal Virgins were a group of priestesses in Rome. So he's saying, you pretend to be a perfect Vestal Virgin, and clearly you're not. Yeah, that she has lots of lovers and she's not as good and not as pure as she makes it out to be. She only feigns, she only pretends that she's pure and innocent. Then thy sick taper will begin to wink. So a taper is like a candle. Yeah, it's a long, thin candle, and your taper, the light of your taper, of your candle, will begin to wink, will begin to go out. and he whose thou art then, and the person who you're with now, yeah, the person who is your new lover, being tired before, wilt, if thou stir or pinch to wake him, think thou callest for more. So, and the lover who you're with, if you move or pinch him or try to wake him, he will think that you are asking for more sex, yeah, that you're an insatiable, certainly no vestal virgin, and in full sleep will from thee shrink, and he'll continue to pretend to be asleep because he doesn't want to do any more. He's had enough, yeah. And another round of sex is not what he wants, and he'll imagine this is what you're asking for, although you're pinching and pushing him, saying, this ghost is here, this ghost of my ex-lover is here, and he'll move away from you. Then poor aspen went wretch. Okay, then poor aspen, I think aspen is saying that she's white and pallid, wretch, a wretched person, neglected, thou bathed in a cold quicksilver sweat will lie, a verier ghost than I. So then you will be on your own. Yes, your lover's there, but he's pretending to be asleep, and you will be bathed in sweat. You'll be covered in sweat. So quicksilver is actually mercury. So a cold mercury sweat. So mercury is very shiny. So a cold shiny sweat, and you will lie in this cold shiny sweat. A verier ghost, even more a ghost than I, a very ghost, even more ghostly than I. You'll be terrified. What will I say? I will not tell thee now. So what am I going to say to you? I'm not going to tell you now, lest that preserve thee. So if I tell you, I won't tell you, lest in case that gives you strength, and that helps you at that moment. And since my love is spent, and because my love has gone, my love is finished, I would rather thou shouldst painfully repent. So I would rather that, because my love is finished, you wish you hadn't been so scornful for me. You wish that you hadn't killed my soul. And like that, you will painfully repent, be sad, than rest still innocent, because I'm attacking you, because I'm threatening you. So I like this a lot. The language is quite easy to understand still today. It's a good poem. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Apparition by Donne.